As this new year begins, maybe clarity isn't what you need yet. Maybe you're exactly where you're meant to be in your career or life transition. Welcome to the Midlife Reinvention Podcast, a podcast helping women in career and life transitions achieve clarity on their next steps so they can transform uncertainty into an energizing next chapter. I'm your host, Kavita Ahuja, and the founder of It's My Time Now Coaching. If you're wondering what's next in your career or life, you are in the right place. Through solo and guest episodes, you'll gain practical tips, tools, and inspiration to help you uncover blocks, gain confidence, and be, do, and have what you want. I rediscovered myself after the age of 50, and I know you can too. It's my time now to help you do just that. I'm so excited you're here. Let's dive in. Hello, my friend, and welcome back to another mini episode of the Midlife Reinvention Podcast. And Happy New Year. I truly wish this year brings with it everything that you hope for yourself. I also want to thank you for your support of this podcast this last year in particular, where we have seen tremendous growth. My intent is to continue on with even more exciting topics, guests, and insights made just for you. This mini episode is a short reminder for you as you step into a new year of possibilities. The reminder is not to rush into resolutions or expectations or declarations about what this year should look like. Instead, I want to invite you into something gentler and perhaps more honest, a moment of reflection where you can simply notice what is brewing within you as your new chapter quietly begins. In the last several years, as I've shared with you on this podcast, I've come to understand that the most meaningful transitions in life don't arrive with clarity or certainty. They don't announce themselves with answers or neatly defined next steps. But more often, they really begin with kind of a subtle internal shift, a realization that something within us is changing, even if we don't know yet what that change is asking of us. It's so important to recognize that shift, as I did many years ago, because if we ignore it, it will keep on appearing, only louder. In my work, I talk about transitions and the transitions having three distinct phases. The first phase is a trigger, something that causes us to question our current circumstances. And that triggers awareness. Sometimes it can be an external event, like a job loss or a health scare or a relationship change. And sometimes it's an internal knowing that the way things are no longer feels fully aligned. The second phase of a transition, and the one that many people find the most uncomfortable, is this in-between phase. And this is a space of not really knowing. This is a space when the old no longer fits, but the new has not yet taken form. And it's a time that often calls for contemplation rather than action, and it requires patience and trust rather than certainty or urgency. And then in its own time comes the third phase of a transition, which is action. And that's when clarity begins to emerge and the movement feels natural rather than forced. This phase is often called inspired action because the actions you take after contemplation usually stick. So if you're listening to this and feeling a little unsettled or reflective or a bit restless, there's a very good chance you're in that in-between phase right now. And I want you to hear this clearly. There is nothing wrong with you. This phase is not a pause because you're stuck. It's a pause because something within you is reorganizing. It's actually a very exciting phase. We often live in a world that values making quick decisions and quick action, but some of the most important moments in our lives require us to slow down and listen more deeply. And this in-between phase asks us to sit with ourselves and to notice what energizes us and what drains us, and to reconnect with that inner wisdom that has always been guiding us, even when we've been too busy to hear it. So rather than resolutions this year, I'd like to think of this time as an opportunity to make quiet promises to ourselves. A promise to perhaps honor what you already know, even if you don't know yet exactly what's going to come next. A promise to stop ignoring your inner voice because of blocks you put on yourself. A promise to trust that clarity doesn't come from pressure, but from presence. And this is very much where my work lives, in helping people navigate this in between phase with curiosity and intention, so that when they do move into action, it feels grounded and aligned and almost like the next natural step. So, as this next year begins, I invite you to ask yourself very gently, what is the promise I am being asked to make to myself right now? It's not a goal to achieve, but a way of being. When we listen to that inner guide long enough, she can give us great wisdom to lead us through to the amazing things ahead of us. Take it from me. I always used to rush through things from one thing to the next without really thinking about what I was doing. But when my actions became intentional and aligned with what my inner self was really saying, it's like light bulbs go off every day. And that's when the actions that you take really make a difference and they really matter. So, as we begin this new year, I have an ask for you, my friend. What would you most like to hear about or learn about from me in this podcast? As a career and life transitions coach, I talk about many things, such as finding your reason for being or Ikigai, visualizing your future or your inner mentor, addressing your limiting beliefs or inner critics, gaining confidence to take the next steps. Which of these topics or others resonate most with you? I would truly love to hear from you. What transitions are you navigating, perhaps, or what may be blocking you? What questions are really alive for you today, and what would you like to hear more of on this podcast as the year unfolds? You can simply send me an email at kavita@itsmytimenowcoaching.com. And I really want to make sure that this next year is designed for you, as this podcast wouldn't be here if you weren't here listening right now. And you're also welcome to book a conversation with me so we can talk about the transition that you're in and what support might look like for you right now. So that's it. Just a simple message for this new year. I want to thank you for being here, for listening so openly, and for allowing yourself to begin this year with honesty and with grace. This is going to be a magical year for you. I just know it. The question is, do you? Happy New Year, my friend, with all my love.